Hi, everyone. Welcome back to God's Whispers, a place where we take the time to pause and reflect on the word of the Lord. Today I'm going to be speaking about the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 5, verses 12 through 16. And Jesus heals a man with leprosy. Let's listen. It happened that there was a man full of leprosy in one of the towns where Jesus was. And when he saw Jesus, he fell prostrate, pleaded with him, and said, "Lord, if you wish, you can make me clean." Jesus stretched out his hand, touched him, and said, "I do will it. Be made clean." And the leprosy left him immediately. Then he ordered not to tell anyone, but, "Go show yourself to the priest and offer for your cleansing what Moses prescribed. That will be proof for them." The report about him spread all the more, and great crowds assembled to listen to him and to be cured of their ailments. But he would withdraw to deserted places to pray. So back then, when leprosy was a huge problem, a man approaches Jesus, and that alone is something unbelievable. Because leprosy didn't just affect the body, it separated people from their families, from their communities, and worshipped. This man lived on the outskirts and was seen as unclean and was avoided. So when he falls in front of Jesus and says, "Lord, if you wish, you can make me clean," he doesn't ask a question. He doesn't doubt Jesus' power. He's just wondering if he's willing. And Jesus responds in a way that no one would have expected. Luke tells us that Jesus reached out and touched him before the healing, before being restored. Jesus crosses that path to touch somebody who's unclean. And he says, "I will do it. Be made clean." In that moment, the man is healed, not only physically, but socially and spiritually. He's no longer defined as unclean. And then Jesus says, "Go show yourself to the priest and say nothing to anybody." Not because the miracle doesn't matter, but because Jesus knows that healing isn't about getting attention. It's about being restored. And then what I thought was interesting at the end of the passage, it said, as the crowds grow and Jesus' fame spreads, he often withdrew to go pray. So even Jesus makes space for silence and for prayer. So bringing it forth to today, this passage can relate to anybody who's ever felt quote-unquote untouchable, either emotionally or spiritually or socially. Jesus isn't afraid of our wounds. He doesn't heal them from a distance. He comes close. And sometimes after healing, the invitation isn't to explain everything, but to return quietly, restored to life. This story reminds us that we too need to be alone, and healing flows from a connection with God and not with constant noise. So journal prompts that will go along with this passage would be, where do I feel unclean or unseen or isolated right now? Do I believe that Jesus is willing to meet me there, not just that he's able to do it? And what would it look like to let Jesus come close without fear? And then finally, where would I need to withdraw into prayer instead of pushing forward? I hope that this message was encouraging to you, and if you feel like a friend could use some encouragement, please feel free to pass it along, and don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to hear God's whispers.